Hey lovely sexy gaming people, so I've just received the latest Stormbringer delivery, so it's going to be 31, 32, 33, 34, we're going to be looking at 31 today, but first of all we have this. It says get your exclusive Skaven Warlock Bombardier character pack now. Beneath the mortal realms dwell the Skaven, mutant ratmen who lust endlessly for power. The Skaven burrow through reality itself when they attack, pouring in vast swarms through crackling portals, ready to gnaw and stab their way through any enemy. Skaven are treacherous and they plot endlessly against each other. Only war against the other creatures of the mortal realms can unite the Skaven. The secret to their power is the chaos-corrupted mineral known as warpstone. This is used to fuel and enhance the Skaven's magic. Warlock Bombardiers are mad inventors who endlessly look for new ways to obliterate their enemies. They command biomechanical monsters in battle and blast enemies apart with their dreaded and deadly doom rockets. This special issue of Stormbringer comes with a multi-part plastic kit, contains the components necessary to assemble your Warlock Bombardier, build and paint guides as well as detailed background on Skaven and all the rules and data sheets required to unleash these cunning inventors in battle. This brand new character pack comes for the special subscriber price of $9.99. As a subscriber, we've already reserved the Skaven Warlock Bombardier character pack for you, and it will be sent out automatically in your next dispatch. If you do not wish to receive your limited edition character pack, then you can contact us using the details listed at the top of this letter to cancel the order. Right, so there you go. So that is the extra that we're getting with the next delivery. This delivery was our premium kit 2, which is the Uruk War Clans and the big thing for the Iron Jaws boss. So I'll do a separate video for that as usual. Now let's get into issue 31. So 40mm bases and 2 sprues, so nice proper multi-part kit for a change. This isn't a push fit kit. So we'll have a look at the plastic in a mo. And let's have a Scooby-Doo. Right, Seraphon. The Seraphon are star-faring warriors created by mysterious powers aeons ago to be the ultimate weapon against chaos. While reptilian in appearance, the cold-blooded warriors of the Seraphon are disciplined and focused. They will not stop until corruption has been scoured from the mortal realms with blade, tooth and claw. And they're blue as well. So, Slan. Oh, that's that big toad thing, isn't it? Saurus, Skinks, and Engines of the Gods. Seraphim go to war armed with ancient technology taken from their temple ships. The greatest of these are mounted on stegodons and other huge beasts of war, creating living siege engines that devastate enemy lines. As the Seraphon war beasts gore and trample through the foe, skink crews operate the celestial engines on the beasts' scaled backs. These devices unleash beams of searing light or fundamentally warp. These devices unleash beams of searing light or fundamentally warp the laws of reality. So there you go. Dawnbringer Crusades as part of our history section. B. Despite Sigmar's early victories, much of the mortal realms remains wild, dangerous and cruel. It falls to the brave Dawnbringer Crusades to once again make the realms a place in which mortals can live. So Crusades of Gur. So these are obviously locations. Crusades of Ulgu, Crusades of Karmon, and Crusades of Akshi. The Forges of Creation, Realm of Heavens, number 2. Azir is home to a vast network of magical forges. Here, weapons, armour, and the souls of the Stormcast Eternals are refined and remade by master artisans. Metal from the core of a fallen world, the energy of living storms, and more are combined to create tools that will liberate the mortal realms. So, there you go. The 6 Smiths. I can only see 3 there. Stormcast Eternals are made and reforged by the 6 Smiths, mysterious conclave of demigods who serve both Sigmar and Grungni, the Duardin god of metal. Every day they toil tirelessly to reforge fallen Stormcast Eternals so these warriors may return to the realms and continue the God King's eternal war. Flight of the Soul, remade in lightning, and then duty unending. Okay, then we get for our grey section Stormcast Eternals number 10. So we get a D6 rolling chart for unit origins for our Vigilors. And then a D6 rolling chart for unit traits. We then have our blue section, how to build. And again, I'm looking forward to the fact that these are multi-part. It's nice that we're getting some normal kits, as it were, rather than just constant push fit. So these are all cool. I'm looking to see what spares I get as well. Then our how to paint. And again, I'm probably not going to glue these to the base for the simple reason being that painting the cloaks will be easier if I can get to the underside to paint the cloaks. We then have our Vigilors War Scroll. So they have a 6-inch move, 2 wounds, 4 up save, and 7 bravery. They have the Stormcaller Bow, which has an 18-inch range, 2 attacks, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound. It's a -1 random, 1 damage. And the Stormblade, which is 1-inch range, 2 attacks, +3 to hit, +3 to wound, 1 rend and 1 damage. -1 rend, I should say, and 1 damage. So there you go. We then have a War Scroll tutorial. Navigators of the Storm. And then into the more. Pitched Battle number 11. The forces of order and destruction are stretched across 2 realms. Recently, the fighting has focused on the realm of shadow, but skirmishes are still common in the realm of beasts. 2 forces have encountered each other while seeking a ley line of incredible power in Gur. This monstrous power has been unleashed by the clashing armies. Now they must fight to survive, not just against each other, but also against the realm itself, which churns and grinds beneath them. Gur's violent energy has long been feared and coveted by the peoples of the realms, while the Alliance of Order wishes to tame this ley line of violent energy. The forces of destruction want to unleash its potential. So, Alliance of Order, Knight Arcanum, Lord Imperatant, Stormstrike Chariot, 5 Vigilors, 6 Gryph-hounds, 5 Vindictors, 4 Praetors. Wow, we're really up in the ante with the number of forces here. So we get our Kill Boss with Stabgrot, Swamp Kala Shaman and Popgrot, 10 Gut Rippers, 10 Hobgrot Slitters, 10 Hobgrot Slitters again, Marshcrawler Slugoff. Both of our desert battle mats are in play. and victory. The player with the most points at the end of the 5th battle round is the winner. And you're deploying on the long table, long board edge, but only using 3/4 of it. So you would, if this was the whole board, you'd only be deploying in sort of like that much. And then we get some Mooncloud shooters and some Night Judicator in the next couple of issues. Cool. Looking good. Right, come down. Let's have a look at the plastic. So, 540mm bases, and here is our plastic. So let's have a look. There's a lot of stuff on here. There's a lot of bows. That's handy. Because I mean, even though like there's hands wrapped around every one, you could potentially trim that hand away and then use these bows as sort of like make a weapons rack or something. I'm just thinking aloud. But yeah, there's a lot here. Swords, plenty of heads, helmeted heads, and obviously bear as well. This is a sculpt of 2021, so as somebody's reading a parchment here, looks like it could be a map. Yeah, it looks like it's a map. As long as it's not the officer that's got hold of the map, they're okay. Yeah, so each one of the Vigilors looks good. Looks like there's plenty of dynamic poses on these. I'm not seeing, oh maybe one or two might be female Vigilors. Just trying to see if I can discern through the armour pattern, but not really. But yeah, I mean there's plenty of these bows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bows. Most of them are obviously not pulled, as in drawn to their full weight. So that's cool. And obviously plenty. Again, we've got plenty of like swords that are drawn. So it looks like you can have these sort of like in different ways. Well, it looks like they're holding the bow in one hand with the sword drawn in the other. And most of these scabbards, in fact, looking at this, it looks like all of these scabbards are all missing the hilt and pommel from the sword, which is why in the instructions it looks like there's only one who's drawing the bow has his sword sheathed, and there's the pommel and hilt for it there. Oh, there's some there as well. One there, one there. Okay, that's interesting. Because we don't get the full instructions with this. We just get the instructions to make up what they want you to make up in the for the collection. So there's 1, 2, 3 pommels that I found. 4. Is there a 5th? I can't see a 5th. Anyway, come back and we'll build a couple, and I'll see you in a sec. All right, bye. So I'm going to make the Vigilor Prime and the one that's holding the map. So let's make our prime first. Now, I'm not going to bother, as I said earlier, I'm not going to bother gluing these to the bases. For simple reason being that I want to be able to paint inside their cloaks a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to do that without the bases on. It's going to help if I can find what I did with the instructions, because I know I had them just a second ago. Okay. Oh, there you go. Right, I put them in a box. Right, said Fred. So, taking our first piece. Now, I found that sometimes it's going to be a lot easier to locate pieces into other pieces first, and this is a prime example. So it's saying take the back of the torso and the legs and glue the head in, but I'm actually going to find it easy because there's a lug on here and then there's a recess in the front of the torso that lug sits into. This is actually going to be a hell of a lot easier to glue into the front of the torso so that it's correct. Okay, and then what we're going to do is glue the shin in place. Like so. Then it's saying the arms, and again what I'm actually going to do is just push the torso together and then look to put the arms in place. Again, because this is going to be so much easier to do it that way than the other way. I'm missing an arm. Where's the arm gone? Right, sorry about that. It had gone off the edge of the cutting mat. So what I'm going to do is, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this arm in place. Like so, and then this arm I haven't glued this side, so eventually if I can get the orientation right, that will go in perfect. Like so. So that's what we got so far. We've then got one of the hip armour plates going on. Just there, and then the foot. Now this is keyed, but it's not very firm keying, so just line up, stand your figure on the deck to line it up correctly. Next, we are putting on shoulder pauldrons. So here's lion shoulder pad goes on there. Come back like so. And then the opposite one goes on here. Now, the good thing about these shoulder pauldrons that I found on all of these is that they will slot in nice and firmly so that you know that they have gone into place. Then we're coming in with the rear of the cloak, and this is going to go on. Oops, I've just knocked. Right, I've knocked that, unfortunately, so let's take it off a sec. Pop the shoulder pauldron back on. We then have his sword, which goes into his right hand here, and this is a stepped join, so it will only go one way. Right, and then the bow I'm not actually going to glue on, and the reason I'm not going to glue the bow on, because it's going to go on the hand here. The reason I'm not going to glue that on just yet is so that it's slightly easier to paint, but that's our prime. And again, right, and again with this one, we are starting off with these, and that looks like the right position. Which I just had, and now it won't. Then I'm going to pop the head in. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to revert back to putting in the torso together first, because that's going to give me a much better guide on how the head goes in. There you go. Like thus. And then the arms. So one, and there it is. Oops, come back. Now, I think that's the correct angle for that arm. Like that. There you go. Now, officially this arm will stand, and I'm probably going to do that actually because that's not going to encroach too much on the particular fit. Put in the quiver on. Like so. Then the sword hilt is going to go on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop, just to give the sword hilt a little bit more time to go off, I'm just going to pop the hip armour here into position. And then this pauldron and part of the cloak. So that actually sat on there really well. So let's get some glue on it. And then the map. entirely sure why she's holding it at arm's length, unless it's a chaos map, but there you go. That's that one. And that is those two, and then the others. And again, most of them I haven't put the bows on just to make it easier to paint them. And that is all the Vigilors. Alright, join me in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.